This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com, back from my second workout of the day before I go and do my cardio, running the stairs. Going to do a quick daily news update. Big E put out a tweet alleging that he suffered a broken neck after landing on his head following a belly-to-belly suplex by Ridge Holland on SmackDown tonight. You never know in wrestling if it's an angle or not, but if it is a legitimate injury, I wish him the best in his recovery. Apparently, for the Madison Square Garden segment where Brock Lesnar bled last week, which, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen my Wrestling Observer review, apparently after the Christmas show only did 5,000 fans, adding Lesnar and Ronda Rousey to the card for the show last week got about 10,000 fans. They're alleging that he didn't bleed and it was a hard way gash because WWE is claiming to be against blading and they've spoken out against AEW regarding blading. So I didn't actually see it, so I couldn't tell you, but it'd be very convenient if it was an accident. Apparently, AEW tickets went on sale for a show coming up on June the 1st at the Forum in Los Angeles, and they had more than 12,500 tickets sold. So that is excellent. Apparently, for the setup that they have now, there's only 162 left, but they could always probably expand the setup. And apparently this was the largest gate ever for a wrestling event at the Los Angeles Forum. And apparently Tony Khan is going to start booking for Ring of Honor for their April 1st event in Dallas, Texas, WrestleMania weekend. This will be the first Ring of Honor show in a long time, as they've been pretty much let everyone out of their contracts. And yeah, that's about it. Hi to Calavander. I'll say hi to Phil. Hi to Ralph. Eric, I'm not the blood hunter right now. Do I look like I'm wearing a mask? Someone says his heart is broken right now for Big E. Well, hopefully it's a work. Let's pray that it's a work. Bo, what was Travis Walton like in person? Very strange. I actually did a whole video on my experience with Travis Walton. He frustrated the hell out of me the day that we had our interview, which is one of my most popular UFO interviews. Eric, I don't think Blood Hunter needs to work for Ring of Honor. I think Blood Hunter needs to focus on his own stuff, and Blood Hunter is not going to be happy working for anybody. He's his own man. Mike says, Hannibal, if Khan reached out to you, would you join Ring of Honor? Everybody has a price. Everybody has a price, that's for sure. Gregory says, I'm a badass. Thank you. Bo, yes, it's on my channel. Search Hannibal, Travis Walton, and it'll show up. David, what are taxes like? They're high. Hello to Kenzo. The Illuminator, tough time to get injured. Here's somebody that says they were ringside, and they're saying that it's a work. So as I said, I didn't see SmackDown. I was at the gym. It was on at the gym, but I wasn't paying attention to it. Nor was anyone else in the gym. They were more likely watching the other sports it was also playing. What era? What do you consider the golden era? The 50s? I like the 80s era the best. Super Mutant says that the landing was looked bad to him. PW909, yes, Ring of Honor was dead by the sale. Al says everyone bleeds green. Akeem says I inspired him to train hard. Good. I love working out. It's the highlight of my day. Who was tougher in the ring, Haku or Too Cool Scorpio? Well, I got a concussion in the Too Cool Scorpio match that was very bad. And Jenny Santana could tell you this because we went out for dinner afterwards in Hollywood. And I always eat 2 meals, and I ordered 2 meals, and my concussion was so bad, I couldn't even finish like a quarter of my 1 meal. I just had no appetite, and I'd hardly eaten that day. And I also tore my pec in that match. And actually, speaking of which, my bench press is finally getting better. I won't say what I lifted today, but I'm getting my bench press way up. I agree. Blood Hunter would be a great world champion, but don't hold your breath on that. Blood Hunter has a lot of heat. Too much heat for today's wrestling, and that's fine with me. David, I respect Pat McAfee's accomplishments on YouTube. David, I haven't heard from Billy Jack Haynes since October 16th, 2020, which was when he left me a voicemail on my birthday. That's the last I heard of him. And yeah, I did put up a Raw interview with Billy Jack last week. About 5,000 people saw it, but it was getting a lot of heat. And there's a lot of stuff that just, he has had a lot of concussions. He was part of the concussions lawsuit. And I just don't want to put it up there because Raw, like I did, after getting some feedback on it, because the credibility is just too questionable. I did post the Raw Vader interview, which people can watch. And Vader, although he definitely had concussion issues, what his talk was a lot more credible. So I had no problems putting up the Raw interview with Vader, and big congratulations to him. Up if his energy's vibrating around somewhere, I know he's going to be happy knowing that he's finally going in. I don't watch that channel, whoever's asking about that. I don't really watch any other shoot interviews. I used to listen to Steve Austin's podcast. And back when I was doing security work, I would listen to a lot of RF video DVDs and read a lot of wrestling books, but I don't really listen to too many other shoot interviews. Other than, speaking of Pat McAfee, I did watch his Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon shoot interviews recently, but I don't really watch too much. I focus on my own stuff. I'm not really a wrestling fan anymore, which a lot of you guys probably know. Will there be a Blood Hunter video game? Who knows? Nicholas, for Bob Backlund, sadly, I hate to say this, I think it's going to be like my Paul Orndorff interview, although Backlund was more coherent than Paul Orndorff. I mean, I'm glad I got it, because I don't think a year from now his memory will be any better. Harris, is it hard to book the Blood Hunter even in Canada? I'm very happy as a YouTuber. I consider myself a professional YouTuber. So yeah, I would say it's hard because there would have to be a lot of conditions met to book the Blood Hunter, because I really don't want to wrestle right now. I am planning on wrestling probably September 3rd for Great North Wrestling, but right now I'm focusing on the independent movie I'm involved with. And I really don't want to wrestle, to be perfectly honest with you, unless there's a lot of money involved. Frank East says Hannibal Mania running wild. The Illuminator, will William Regal help AEW if he puts out tweets apologizing for going too long on his promo a couple of days after he debuts? I mean, I don't think that's going to help. I mean, wrestling needs more mystery. Why do that? I mean, I lost respect for him for that. G Money, there is a short interview with X-Pac on here, about 10 or 12 minutes long. I would love to do a full one. Harris, watch the clip where I slapped the drunk referee about 294 times in a row. Yeah, that guy was an idiot. He was so drunk that he didn't even put his referee's shirt on. I should watch Paradise Alley with Terry Funk and review it. Miles, I've never watched it. Al, would I interview the Briscoe brothers? Yes. Would I interview Pat Tanaka? Yes. Devin LaHaye, yeah, I would interview Nails, sure. Nikki, I don't even know who Mustafa Ali is. Bob, well, in my Puerto Rico years, back when I was nearing 300 pounds, I could bench press 500 from about 2005-ish to 2008-ish. But as I said, now I've been recovering from a pec injury. I'm building it back up. But prior to the pec injury, I was in the 400s. David Benoit no-showed 2 interviews when he agreed to set up with me years ago. And he's basically a wrestler's kid that it didn't work out at that time. Last time I saw him, and expected everything handed to him. But yeah, I don't like people that no-show interviews with me. Don't agree to it. If you don't want to do it, I won't hold the grudge. Emmanuel says Blood Hunter would be a good anime character. Wendell, I don't know how John Paz gets his interviews, to be perfectly honest. Chuck Harris says the Rigo promo was horrible. I didn't see it. Spike Fast Racing. Saturn's another wrestler similar to Billy Jack Haynes that seems to have disappeared. Eric, there is an Al Perez interview on this channel. Search up Al Perez, the Hannibal TV, and he was one of the nicest wrestlers I ever interviewed. Wendell, the Buddy Lee Parker, there's another guy that I have zero respect for. He no-showed 4 times. He can go fuck himself. Batista was right about that guy being a total loser. Michael loves my channel, has been watching wrestling since he can remember. Says that I'm wild and still are. Well, you could say that. Yes, you could say that. But I'm actually going through a phase right now that's actually where I'm not being that wild, and I'm actually really enjoying myself and enjoying life. So I'm going to keep that up. Wish everyone a great night. I'm going to go run my stairs for about an hour and a half. See you later.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please help me out and like this video. Then click the subscribe and get notifications buttons so you don't miss any of my latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on